Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Phase 2 in the Occupy Wall Street protests, America, the police state. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. On Tuesday, about 1,000 protesters gathered in Oakland, California, and major concerns began to arise. There was a rat problem, vandalism, fights, and fire hazards. Medical responders were denied access to the protest site on 2 occasions. So the city of Oakland decided to move the protesters, and police did that. But later on that day, some of the occupiers tried to return to the plaza outside City Hall. Police told them they could not return, and violence broke out. At least 200 arrests were made, scores of people injured, including a number of police officers. Property was destroyed, and the cops used tear gas and beanbag rounds to disperse the surging protesters. Oakland Police Chief Howard Jordan.
Our job is to protect life and property and make sure that the citizens of Oakland are safe. Our officers were assaulted with bottles, rocks, and had hazardous materials thrown at them.
Enter the Radical Move On organization, which is funding some of the occupiers. It took just hours for them to produce this video.
For weeks, Occupy Oakland participants have peacefully exercised their First Amendment right to protest the Wall Street greed that has left our economy in shambles. On October 25th, police shamefully, recklessly, brutally tried to silence them. Mayor Kwan, is this your city? Stop the police brutality and protect the rights of the citizens of Oakland to peacefully assemble.
Now, it's obvious that Move On was ready to exploit any violence so they could portray the USA as a police state. That is part 2 of the Occupy movement. First, demonize capitalism, tell the world how unfair the U.S. economic system is, then show the world the cops are fascists. Disgracefully, the mayor of Oakland, Jean Kwan, caved in to the radical left.
What I wanted to say to you tonight is how deeply saddened I am about the outcome on Tuesday. It's not what anyone hoped for. I understand it's my responsibility, and I want to apologize to everyone about what happened. We have many poor immigrants, we have many people who go to bed hungry. We are also a progressive city, and as a longtime civil rights activist and union organizer, I want my city to support this movement.
Nice job, Mayor. Throwing your entire police department under the bus. That's what real leadership is all about. Now, some liberal Americans continue to believe the Occupy Wall Street protesters have a valid beef, and some may have. But these people are being exploited by powerful radical organizations. They are being used in the hopes of embarrassing the USA. The Occupy Wall Street movement is not a spontaneous protest against economic inequality. It is a well-thought-out campaign to bring down the infrastructure of this country, to turn us into a Western European-type entitlement state. That's what George Soros, Move On, the SEIC, and many far-left journalists want. And they are using the protests to that end.